think that my most memorable senior experience was probably walking the field, and it's just kind of when everything's set in that, you know, you're a senior and that this is your last trip, and this is really kind of some of the last times you're going to get to spend with your classmates before you all split your separate ways. So that was probably my most memorable or favorite senior memory. My favorite school experience was probably in 2017. That was my freshman year when we made playoffs in basketball. I think it was the first time the boys team had made it in 11 years or something. So that was pretty cool, and it was fun. That was probably my favorite school experience. The people that motivated me the most, my mom was probably number one, and if I ever didn't do my homework or was behind on something, she was always right there to make sure that she was after me about it and that I got it done. Plans after high school, I've been accepted to Texas Tech, and so that's where I'll go, and I'm going to study agribusiness, and I'm excited. Hopefully everything works out and goes good. The people that I want to shout out are definitely my mom, my sister, and my Nana Betty. They're always there for me, and if I ever need anything, they're always there to talk or, you know, motivation or help with anything. So those are three people that definitely deserve a shout out. Or if we would have had graduation, I would have definitely given a rose to those people. COVID-19, it kind of cut my senior year short. It's an interesting experience. I don't know that it's all bad necessarily. It's something I'll definitely get to tell my kids about one day. You do miss, you know, the senior Easter egg hunt or normal graduation or the luncheons or parties and stuff like that. But really, it's just kind of all a part of the experience. It's unique. It's what makes our class different than everybody else, and so I think it's serious, and it's not a good thing, but it's very interesting, and I guess it kind of what makes us special.
Most memorable senior experience, and for me, that would either have to be our homecoming game for football, because, well, that was the first game that we actually won in the season, and of course my date, you know. And that could also be with prom. That was also a really fun experience for me. And entire school experience, and well, I got to look back on this one because I've been here actually all my life. And so one thing I won't forget is we were in pre-K, and I remember it was really, really snowy, but like my mom never got a call about school being canceled or anything. So of course I was going. And you know, my mom's really strict about school, so yeah, I had to go. But when I walked in through the door, I opened the door and I looked in, and it was already like 7:55 maybe. And I'm usually, in the middle of everyone being there, not being there, but I was like kind of shocked because I didn't see any of my friends that were usually there. Like nobody was there. And I was like, oh, well, I looked back at my mom, and she was already walking back to her car because she used to walk me halfway. I'd be like, well, do I go back to her? Do I walk in the door? And so I walked in the door, and turns out a couple minutes passed, and it was just me and Miss Smith, my pre-K teacher, just sitting there. So we were trying to figure out why no one else was there, but yeah, it was back when pre-Kers only went half of the day. So I spent that half of the day with the kindergartners. And so that was a really, really fun experience, and I will never forget that. And so who motivated me? You know, the people that always kept me going through the year, you know, through all these struggles. I really have to say that is my mom and dad. They have always been a big help to me, you know, even before any of all this happened, you know. They've always encouraged me to keep going, you know. When times get hard, just keep your head up, stay positive, and you're gonna get through it. And I don't know how, but my mom, she tells me I find a way to fix everything, don't I? And she actually does. Just this past week, we made a big sign as a family, and it was to congratulate me. Basically, it's up in the yard. It's congratulations, senior Daniel. We love you. And so that was really touching. I really appreciate everything that they do for me. And well, now that everything's concluding, life isn't concluding, that's for sure. So after this, I plan on attending West Texas A&M in Canyon, where I've been accepted already. And so I plan on majoring in athletic training. And that is my big plan. And I could possibly, maybe try and walking on to the football team. That's just a maybe, though. And going back to the entire, my mom and dad also helping me out. Another big person in my life that has always been there for me is my grandma. So I'd like to shout out those three: my mom, Isabel, and Manuel Colunga, my dad, and then my grandma, Connie Patino. They have been helping me along the way. My grandma, she's helped me in keeping my faith up. She always tells me, trust in the Lord, and He will always walk before you and guide you, and He'll have His hand of guidance over you. So I just want to thank them for everything that they've done for me. And COVID-19, I wish none of it ever happened. Well, but you can't always control the things that happen in the world. Just life can change in an instant, and this has taught me a very valuable lesson to always cherish the little things, because when COVID-19 came around, it was a little bit right before spring break, and when we let out, I never expected to not be able to come back to school, and especially with this being senior year, it was like oh man, this is actually gonna hurt, And so it did kind of hurt the first couple of days and weeks, but just with all the support and everything, I've been able to get through it. But the most challenging part about it is just all the seniors from before, they had always told me, once you get back from spring break, you better hold on to every little thing, because everything's gonna start flying by the time you know it. And it'll be May 22nd, you're graduating. So it's a big letdown not being able to come back and enjoy all the luncheons that you're supposed to have as seniors, all the end of school activities like the Easter egg hunt, that wasn't able to happen, and the other just field trips, the attendance trip that we were supposed to have. We were gonna go to Six Flags, that was gonna be awesome. And also project graduation, there won't be that, probably not. And so, but it has been hard, I say that, but just nothing bad lasts forever. So it's just the main importance is trusting in God and making sure that He's gonna take care of all this and watch over us and protect us. And so I leave you just saying, keep your head up, stay positive, and thank y'all for everything that y'all have done for me.
My greatest senior experience would be football season with the boys. Had so much fun my senior year. We didn't win much, but it was still fun being out there with my best friends. My greatest experience being at Silverton would be skipping class to go sleep in the locker room. And I can finally say that now because I'm a senior, so I can't get in too much trouble for it. Some people who motivated me would be Brett, Connor, and Jesse, because whenever they did show up to school, they made it tolerable and fun. My plans after high school are to go get my certification to work in the wind turbine industry and travel across America working on wind turbines. And 1 to 3 shout outs would be Jesus, my mom, and dad, because without them, none of this would be possible. And Corona gave me pretty much a long spring break, and what I wish it didn't take from me was my senior Easter egg hunt, because I was looking forward to that.
most memorable senior experience would probably be when our cap and gowns came in, because it proved that like we were almost done and we're like, it's a real thing, like we're actually graduating. And throughout all of my Silverton school experience, it'd probably be in 3rd grade when we pulled pranks on our teacher, Mrs. Hunt, and we'd always get a kick out of it. Someone even hid a fake snake in her purse, and it was pretty funny when she screamed. Okay, let's see. Who motivated me and how? It would probably be my parents mostly, because like they really pushed me to do my best, like all the way throughout elementary school, junior high, and even throughout high school, and they pushed me to be the person that I am today. Plans after high school. I plan on going to Tech. I recently just got accepted there, and I plan on getting a degree in civil engineering. And I want to use that degree to help communities grow and just overall do better. And I'd like to give a shout out to my parents, but just for pushing me to be the person I am today. And I'd have to say that this really isn't how I wanted my senior year to end. It's hard to swallow that we won't get to do all the things that past seniors have done, like the luncheons, the Easter egg hunt, and just all that type of fun stuff that we were expecting on doing, but got cut short of. And yeah.
My favorite senior experience this year would probably be a senior night, because I got to walk the field with my friends. Even though it wasn't the greatest game ever, it was just an amazing time to just walk with people I grew up with over the years. My favorite school experience in all would probably be in Miss Powers' class in 8th grade, 7th or 8th grade. And we were supposed to be doing Study Island. Instead, we were playing games on the computer when we weren't supposed to. And it was just an amazing time. Just hardest I've probably ever laughed, and they can back me up on that. What motivated me for high school and to graduate high school would be my mom and my dad, because my dad has always been there raising 2 kids, 2 boys, and my mom, she's helped out the best that she can, and I just wanted to make them proud. My plans after high school are probably just to go straight to work, get my foot in the door in life, you know, just try to get as much experience as I can. If I had to give shout outs to anyone for my school experience overall, it'd be my mom, my dad, and my grandma. Because of course my mom and my dad, you know, I wanted to make them proud. And my grandma would always do the most for me, whether it make me food whenever I wasn't hungry or just spoil me whenever she felt like it. COVID-19 this year has been an experience, a not so good experience, I should say, because missing out on the Easter egg hunt and the luncheons, and possibly not even a graduation. And I already know my brother is gonna be rubbing that in my nose, but it is what it is.
Senior year experience was walking the field. It was pretty crazy. It was cold. School experience was meeting my class sophomore year. There's something special. Love them though. The person that motivated me most was Miss Tao. She would not let me stop. She pushed me into a wall. I just finally said, okay, I'll finish. My plans after high school is to go to Clarendon College and take my basics. And then figure out what I want to do for my career. My shout outs are my mom, my grandma Annalise, and my grandpa up in heaven, and my dad. Thank you. And COVID-19 ruined my spring break. I was supposed to go to Dallas and take some more senior pictures.
My most memorable senior experience would probably be rolling my ankle in basketball season this year and crutching around for 3 months. My most memorable school experience would be in 7th or 8th grade. We were playing Spur, and there was 3 seconds left, and I got a long run for a touchdown and got pushed out at the 1-yard line. The person who motivated me the most would be my Nana, and that's just because she pushed me to do things when I didn't want to and kept me in line. And my plans after high school are to attend WT and to pursue further education in either physical education or occupational therapy. The people I want to shout out is my Nana, my dad, and my mom. COVID-19 has affected my senior year in the way that it has made academics harder for me and more challenging than it would be in person.
My favorite senior experience was getting accepted to Dallas Baptist University. My favorite school experience was starting cheer my 7th grade year. My parents definitely were the biggest motivators this year because they supported me. My plans for after high school are to attend DBU, Dallas Baptist University. I would like to thank my parents for getting me through the senior year. And the largest way COVID-19 has affected me this year is that Austin Stock Show was canceled.
My most memorable senior experience was probably walking the field. I felt so special and that everyone cared for me, and my mom wasn't there to experience, but I knew she was right there by my side. My most memorable school experience was whenever I was in 5th grade, I told Chloe Walton that her pants were ugly, and she went home and she told her mom that I told her that, and I was just not very, I felt bad after it, and then I got in trouble, and the very next day I told her, do you want to be my friend? And she became my friend, and we've been friends ever since. Who's motivated me was probably Rhonda Williams, because she's always like, you have to do this, you have to do that, and I enjoyed that because no one else really did. And probably my mom, because she always wanted me to go for my dreams and do whatever I needed to do, and she loved me, and that's the reason why. And then my plans after high school is to go to New Mexico with Kyler and look for filming schools or maybe graphic design schools because I'm very interested in those kind of fields. And then for the shout out, I would like to shout out Rhonda, my mom, and Janela. And I would say Janela because she is very caring and loving, and she was always there supporting me, saying like, I got you if you need help, blah, blah, blah. And I loved her for that. And the Corona-19 really affected my senior year by taking away all the trips and experiences that we've had as a senior that we would probably never get to have ever again. And I would like to say that my one-act play, we didn't really go far, but we worked so hard in it, and it kind of just went to trash after that. And I was like, it kind of made me sad about it, but I know that everything will be fine.
My favorite senior experience this year would have to be winning Fall Festival with Chloe Walton. After the many years of doing it throughout elementary and junior high, and doing it freshman year with Chloe Walton, we finally came out king and queen this year. And my favorite memory from elementary would be in 3rd grade whenever me and Matthew Tiffin were playing around at recess. He had behind me by my arms, and for some reason he just kind of let go, and I fell on my face and got a real bad nosebleed, and Miss Hunt helped with that. And I thought it was just pretty funny. And throughout all of this, in high school especially, my biggest support and motivation would be my Meemaw Rhonda. She was always there behind me to support me in everything I did, and there to give me some tough love. As I was going through rough times, she'd give me some tough love and motivate me to push further. After high school, I plan on going to spend some time with my aunt, possibly in New Mexico or wherever we'll be, just spending some time with her and start looking into some vet schools. And I'd like to give some shout outs to my Meemaw Rhonda Williams and my Aunt Nay and Aunt Sister for always being there for any school event that came up. They'd always be there to help us get through it, or like prom, they'd help us get ready for that every year. And my dad for always being excited and being there for me with every school event that I went through. He was always there to support and cheer me on through it. And through all this COVID-19 stuff, I think the biggest thing that has affected me as a senior was it taking away all of the extra activities like the Easter egg hunt, project graduation, all those extra things that we might not get to do as a senior that we were really looking forward to, and especially affecting graduation for us seniors this year.
Good evening, and welcome to the graduation ceremony of the class of 2020. While I know we may not be able to be together on this occasion physically, I know that we are gathered here in spirit. I would like to start off by thanking God that we were fortunate enough to make it through 14 years of school and accomplish this milestone as a group. Next, I would like to thank my parents and the parents of my fellow classmates for raising us up, making sure we went to school, helping decorate for proms and school parties, and occasionally taking the reins and selling cookie dough and pizzas when we were simply too lazy or forgetful to do so ourselves. Teachers and other faculty, thank you for making sure we would leave Silverton High School with the best possible education and preparing us for the next chapter in our lives. You have always supported us while we enjoyed our days reading novels, sports practices, and semester tests. I will admit, this year has been particularly interesting and unique, a little hard to explain. In the words of Tory Lanez, I can't speak on this tension, spent most of the year suspended. While we haven't been suspended, our senior year has been. We missed the senior luncheons that we've been looking forward to for years. We missed our senior Easter egg hunt, job shadowing, field trips, and our class parties. Indeed, it was difficult to stay motivated at times throughout these last 4 years, but I always tried to refer to one of my favorite Bible verses to keep me motivated. Isaiah 43:2 says, "When you pass through the waters, I will be with you. And when you pass through the rivers, they will not sweep over you. When you walk through the fire, you will not be burned. The flames will not set you ablaze." We've been through a lot these last few years, but I believe with every obstacle, we came out on the other side stronger, wiser, and more mature than before. The memories we have gained throughout our journey to becoming high school graduates are unparalleled. We have had our share of pep rallies, basketball games, homecomings, proms, and mandatory assemblies. We have seen the sun set and rise again, often without so much as a power nap, because we were too scared of being pranked or made fun of for falling asleep before everyone else. We've all played along in ridiculous conversations with our teachers in hopes of helping them forget that we actually came to school to learn and to do work. I think Ludwig Wittgenstein was describing our class when he declared, "If people do not sometimes do silly things, nothing intelligent would ever get done." From here on, our memories of our time here and the stories that we lived are all that we will have to remind us of our times in these halls. It's been quite the ride, but it's only just begun. Guys, it's about that time. The time to say the words we've been looking forward to for oh so long. We made it. I can say that I will miss each and every one of you, and I wish you the very best blessings moving forward. I can't help but get excited when I think about the journey ahead. The people we'll meet, the places we'll go, the things we'll accomplish. I hope that you never cease to dream. A wise man, Wale, once said, "Life without dreaming is a life without meaning." Set goals. Never forget to set your goal. Never forget what your goals are, and set higher goals. When Tom Brady was asked which one of his Super Bowl rings was his favorite, he simply replied, "The next one." I would once again like to thank all of you for joining us for this highlight reel moment in our lives. No matter the obstacle, we will always try our best to learn and grow from every situation. Silverton High School and the people in it have given us many memories we won't soon forget. As I leave you today, I would like to leave you with a quote from the great philosopher, Tyga. "Wake up every day stronger than yesterday. Face your fears and wipe your tears." May God bless and keep you all. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for tuning in. We interrupt your regularly scheduled programming to bring you this important announcement. I'm your host, Daniel Colunga. And for the first pick of the 2020 NFL Draft, the Dallas Cowboys select Eric Neo Garcia. Man, we all know they need all the help they can get. And this just in, Matthew Tiffin has just started his rap career with Cole Beasley. But wait, there's more. Team Chloe 1 and 2 have just found the cure for COVID-19. Cash Carpenter's presidential campaign is going smoothly. Carpenter 2020. Engineer Nahum Leal just fixed the Leaning Tower of Pisa, now being called the Straight Tower of Pisa. And Jonah Ortiz just created his very own video gaming company, Frostbite Gaming. And our last headline of the evening, Jaden Whitaker and Kyler Williams just opened up their very own restaurant, having critics saying, "Gordon Ramsay, who?" All jokes aside, I know the Silverton graduating class of 2020 will go far and achieve great things. On a serious note, I would like to welcome everyone, and I hope you are all staying healthy and safe. On behalf of the class of 2020, I would like to thank everyone for the thoughts, inspiration, and most of all, prayers that you have sent our way. I would also like to thank our administrators, teachers, and the rest of the Silverton ISD faculty and staff. Most of all, I would like to thank our parents for all the support they have always shown us, for the endless trips to various school activities, and always teaching us to give our very best. For that, we applaud you. Well, my friends, we did it. This year has been one crazy roller coaster ride. From the first day of pre-K with Miss Smith to our final day logging into Google Classroom as seniors. I remember being so excited to finally be a second grader and being able to play on the big side of the playground. Once we hit junior high, homework hit different. It seemed like we had homework almost every night, getting ready for STAR tests. However, it was awesome being able to play junior high football and basketball, as well as being to be a part of pep rallies. I loved making memories with all my junior high teachers and classmates, especially with Ms. Powers turning up to the Beach Boys every single day. She taught us everyone was surfing USA. I almost wish I didn't get as big-headed as I did in 8th grade, because once I got into high school, my big brother made me realize where my place was on the food chain. Now, I'm not gonna lie, as freshmen, we barely did any work. We spent most of our class time playing cards, and after that year, I instantly assumed high school was finna be a breeze. But boy, was I wrong. Sophomore year was tough, and we got a new science teacher, and she hammered us, making sure we were learning. For that, we are extremely thankful for you, Miss Miller. At the beginning of this year, we jumped into a pool of math with no floaties. This has been the most challenging math I have ever done. It has been very helpful, though, to have an amazing math teacher like Miss Nickerson. All our teachers in general have been amazing and have helped us along the way. We've gone through many challenges, and that has made us resilient. We've had many different coaches throughout the years, and a really big change was having to move from the high school building to the old elementary during construction. It was a very different environment that we had to get used to. We definitely got in our exercise each day walking back and forth to class. Throughout high school, we have also seen many inspirational things in the world. Take Nick Foles, for example. In 2018, he was the backup quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles, but he had to step up and be the starting quarterback for the team at Super Bowl 52. He was the underdog against my grandma's favorite quarterback, Tom Brady. However, he led his team to a victory and won Super Bowl MVP. Another example is seeing Patrick Mahomes, drafted 10th overall in the NFL. He was overlooked and passed up by multiple teams. Even in his rookie season, he sat out on the sideline, waiting for his chance. Finally, he got his chance and never looked back. And after trailing against the 49ers in Super Bowl 54, he made an epic comeback and is now a Super Bowl MVP. This shows that so many ordinary people can make a big impact as long as they work hard and believe in themselves. I can almost guarantee you that these two people have gone through many difficult situations in their lives. However, they did not give up and did not let anyone judge them. Lil Wayne once said, "Work hard. Be somebody. Be something more than what you see in the mirror. Let the world be your mirror. Don't let them judge you, because the mirror can't judge you. You judge what you see in the mirror." Now, our senior year has been one for the history books. It didn't really go the way we would have wanted. I could just see it wasn't going to be the perfect year after the bonfire and snake got canceled. I did think, though, that this would be the biggest letdown of the year. However, things just seemed to get rougher and rougher. We didn't have a successful year in sports, and the most challenging part is having to close out our senior year through distance learning. We will not be able to walk down the halls one last time or be the first class to graduate from the new renovated high school. We were unable to enjoy our senior egg hunt, all the luncheons, field trips, and other end-of-year activities. But that's okay. Don't get me wrong, we made so many unforgettable memories that I will cherish forever. Bob Marley once said, "Beginnings are usually scary and endings are usually sad, but it's everything in between that makes it all worth it." The class of 2020 has been through a lot. However, we will come out stronger in the end. We are all about to go our separate ways into the beginning of a new chapter in our lives. It is time to go out into the real world and achieve greatness. I know each and every single one of you can do this. We are all unique in our own ways. There will be struggles in our lives, and things won't always go the way we want them to. If you are ever feeling down, I want you to keep your head up. Look back at your senior year and tell yourself, "I made it through that during the worldwide pandemic. And if I can make it through that, I can make it through anything." Nothing terrible will last forever. Life is full of many surprises, good and bad. But no matter what happens, you must realize what's important. In an interview, running back for the Seattle Seahawks, Marshawn Lynch was asked, "What advice do you give to NFL rookies?" He answered, "Take care of your chicken." Now, a lot of you are probably wondering, why in the world is this guy giving this kind of advice? I'm here to elaborate on that. By saying this, he is saying take care of yourself mentally and physically. He is also saying take care of your investments and overall business. In order to do this, you must stay focused on what is important, whether that be your education, your career, or family relationships. Take care of it. Your work ethic can define you from being a regular person or someone that's going to change the world. So, class of 2020, remember, you have to keep moving forward, look towards a brighter future, and take care of your chicken. I share with you a Bible verse, Deuteronomy 31:8. "Do not be afraid or discouraged, for the Lord will go personally before you. He will be with you. He will never fail you nor abandon you." Guys, I love you, and I wish you all the very best. No matter what you decide to do next, just know you have my support. I leave you with these lyrics from Juice WRLD. As we go on, we remember all the times we spent together. As our lives change from whatever, we will still be friends forever. This has been Daniel Colunga, signing off. Stay safe, enjoy the evening, and until next time.